Hello and welcome back. My name is Jackpixel and today I'm going to be showing you how to make mob grinders slash mob spawners slash let's just kill mobs, something like that. So basically we have a big room above and the mobs will spawn and they will travel along these water channels, which you can see are these protruding bits of andesite here. By the way, andesite, really nice new decorative texture that we have in 1.8, really nice. It's good. Anyway, so the mobs fall down here and then they hit this water here and then they travel into this lava blade. Now I'm sure many of you have seen this many times, so I'm sure it's pretty familiar by now. It's just 3 blocks cut off by some ladders or signs, whichever you prefer. I just picked ladders because it was the first thing I saw, and then that cuts off there and it kills them. And because there's actually a glass block above here, just here, yeah, they don't go above, and the loot that they drop when they die actually goes into this water stream here. And if you follow me this way, it comes out here. It comes out to the front and you can just go ahead and pick it up. So that's pretty easy. I'll just show you what's going on up here. So basically it's a 4-channel system. Oh, that was the wrong place to actually do that. Let's go above here. Okay, right, so you might be wondering why there's blocks here, because it isn't usually. Well, that's because we are in an extreme hills biome, which means water actually freezes over because it thinks we're in a mountain, you know, with ice on it, which is why it has snow on the roof. So basically, put blocks above here to cover it. It doesn't actually freeze over. Interesting. And obviously, when you need a mob room, you need to not have torches, which is usually the more commonly used solution. So obviously that's out. Obviously I have glowstone in here right now to demonstrate, because actually having this one spawning is stopping my big one spawning over there. I'll show you that in a minute. So you'll have mobs spawning here, and basically they'll travel down to here and then fall into this hole here, and yeah, you know the rest. So basically what's really good about this system is that it's stackable, and what that means is you can just have as many of these as you want within reason. Obviously mobs will only spawn up to a certain amount in a chunk, I believe. Don't hold me to that. I believe that is something still. So you can have pretty much as many of these as you want. Obviously if you're doing this in survival mode, you're going to need a lot more resources, but considering you could just use cobblestone or dirt, I mean, it probably wouldn't look very appetizing, but you could even use dirt, so that's fine. So it can be quite costly depending on what you use, but really you need water and cobblestone, a bit of lava, and like wood, and that's kind of it. And glass, you don't even need the glass. I've got the glass there so you can see what's happening, making sure it's all working all right. So basically this will go off, and what's going on up here is just what's going on here. So it's ×2 of the basically the output of this contraption, whatever you want to call it. So that's kind of interesting. So I kind of thought about that idea and I thought, well, how can we extremify that, for lack of a better word? So if you follow me this way, you can see this massive thing here dwarfs. This dwarfs that. So basically this is a much more big version of this. And I'm just going to put it back to day. The mobs spawn best in the day when there's none out here. It transfers the mob spawning into there, so you maximize however many. It's confusing. Minecraft mob physics AI. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so basically a nice big design thing here. This is all the glossy finish, but I'll take you to where it really begins. Let's go to the roof and let's see what we have going on here. So basically, this is a 2-high 20 by 20, I believe, box. And what we have here is 4 20 by 20 by 4. So if you're not, it's kind of hard to explain. In that, I made that was a really bad way of putting it. So there's 2 here, 2 20 floors. So 2 floors basically. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4, and 1 2 3 4. So we have 4 8 12 16 floors of them. So 4 here, 4 in each corner. So we just I went into World Edit, MC Edit, sorry, the program which you can use to manipulate Minecraft world files, and I copied that over because doing that by hand would be extremely time consuming. So I thought it doesn't really matter. It doesn't make it any less illegitimate, you know. So I could have just built it by hand. Basically, pretend I built it by hand. So 16 of them. Obviously, that yields quite an impressive result. But obviously, results always vary depending on, you know, where your location is and the type of day and time of day and stuff like that. I'm still not completely familiar with it, but I know this works. So obviously there's no mobs right here now because I'm kind of too close, I believe, because you see some there, so it's happening, but just not while I'm here, because mobs only spawn after 25 blocks away from you. I believe. Is it 20? I didn't really prepare myself, did I? Just rushing in with these videos again as usual. Okay, so as you can see, there are mobs, obviously. So it still works. That's good. So we have a 1, a 2, 3, and a 4. And so that's 16. Don't need to show you the rest. It does the same thing. But what is interesting is when you go down to here, and because this can have quite a high travel amount, there's specifically a lot on this lower level, they fall into this big thing. These spiders are annoying, but eventually they do go down, so don't think that's a flaw. They just want to be difficult. Each one has a water block in each corner, and that just uses 1 block, and you just level it down here, so you only need to use 1 block, and it doesn't affect your water flowing, because that can, you know, easily affect water flow, having more than 1 water block in a path. So each corner has 1 water block, and then it goes down here, and well, it's pretty self-explanatory what happens. From all 4 corners it divides, and then it joins into the central system. And as you can see, there's a lot of spiders here right now. I mean, there's actually loads of them, but you can see that a 2x2 hole is more than enough for the spiders to go down. It just takes a teeny bit of time. Plus that keeps the load on the bottom bit to a minimum. Perhaps it might stop loot getting acquired. It might hit the lava if there's too many in one channel, which I believe that happens sometimes. So it's good that this keeps it to a minimum, which is why this is also cut off here. Oh, didn't mean to do that. This is why this is also cut off here, just to distribute the mobs more evenly. So we fall down to here. I'm just going to get out this bit here because yeah, that's not very helpful. So I just made a block here where we can fall down. So what we have going on here is probably the more interesting part. There's glass all around here. You can see we have 2 water blocks, 1 in each diagonal corner, and that is distributing the water flow in 4 directions evenly. And that just keeps the load to a minimum on each side, so it's evenly distributed. And as you can see, it's the same concept as the first mob grinder I've done. And yeah, everything just dies. And you can see we don't have a gap here. What I have done is I've put hoppers, and if you don't know what they are, well, you probably do. They just collect, and you can funnel them through by adding more than 1 hopper. So using that concept, I've gone ahead and I actually can't get to the thing I made. There we go. Using that concept, you shift click hoppers to link them together. As you can see, this end piece is attached to each one. So what will happen to these mobs? They'll fall down here, they'll die. They will be, the loot will be collected, and it will be then distributed through these hoppers, and it will just make its way through these hoppers, and then it just puts itself in a chest. And as you can see here, it's just been collecting some when I've had it running for a short while. So basically that keeps loot on the ground to a minimum, because after 5 minutes it despawns. As you can see, it just went up a bit. So that keeps it safe, keeps it secure, and each corner has one of these. Obviously you could make a bit more elaborate and link them all up into one big chest, but that depends on how much loot you actually receive from the grinder. It's okay, this one, it's doing alright, so I just kept it to each double chest. Makes it look nice and tidy as well. Keeps appearance down to an ugly appearance down to minimum. Everything looks streamlined and, you know, You can see it a bit here, but that doesn't really matter, does it? Everything's streamlined and well designed. It just is all symmetrical. Everything's completely symmetrical, so it just works out fine. So that's just kind of a little bit of what I've been doing today, I guess. Just trying to think of a more nicer, a better visual representation of what a mob grinder can be. This is probably, in my mind, one of the better interpretations of this concept. So, you know, maybe you have a better one. I don't know. This is just what I'd like to design in my survival world. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, telling me what you thought, and any more suggestions for different tutorial videos or how-to videos like this one. So, thank you so much for watching. My name's been Jackpixel, and I will see you next time.